All right, Matthew Johnson here. A couple of stages of STPR 2012 have been run. All the cars are lined up and waiting to do waste management stage the second time that they do it. I'm standing here with Natalie Richard. The way that I knew some cars were down here is that Natalie came running up the hill asking for everyone's drinking water. What's going on?
Yeah, we're overheating. It happened towards the end of the first stage, the first time through waste management. And we were doing pretty well. And, you know, on top of that, David was having his problems, so we were catching his dust everywhere. But anyway, we overheated quite a bit. And then on the transit to the second stage, we stopped. And Will and Tony and Chris Duplessis, they stopped and they helped us and got the temperature down. But then it went back up. So
they helped you by giving you water?
Oh, they did more than that. Chris was on the phone with John, giving instructions to Antoine and Will and Tony were actually doing the mechanical side of it. I was just sitting there trying to look pretty. I don't know, but no, they were a big help, and so and just now again too. So
was the car damaged to cause it to be overheating, or do you think it's something you guys can get sorted when you get back to service?
I'm not really sure what the problem is. Antoine's been talking to John Buffum a bit, and they'll try and have a look at it, but hopefully they can sort it out tonight. Probably not in time for the super specials, but hopefully in time for tomorrow, because you know,
we want you guys in the race. Yeah, we want to see a real race here this weekend, damn it, so don't go crashing out too early.
No, try not to.
Cool, thanks, Nat.
Thank you.
So Natalie Richard, Antoine Lestage struggling a little bit with some overheating issues here in the first couple stages, STPR 2012. I don't have to pull you out. Hanging out with Crazy Leo here at a bit of a delay before we go in, and Carl.
All his fault.
Oh, it's Carl's fault?
Yep.
Here, let's step a little bit out of the way for ACP and Jeremy to drive by. So hanging out here, Crazy Leo and Carl. The first two cars in front of you have had a little bit of trouble. David with his front diff and then Antoine overheating. Have you guys been able to capitalize and get some time?
Well, we thought we could have, but we probably went on too soft a tyre because we expected rain. So we've been watching the weather all day, and we just went for the risk on the really soft tyre. We wrecked them by the end of the stage. So yeah, I mean, we probably didn't capitalise as much as we could have with a better tyre choice, I think, but that's how it goes.
Are you in the lead right now?
No, we're not. Anton was still very, very quick on that first stage, and I mean, the car does, I guess, have some problems, but it's not, you know, it's still quick enough. So he still took 25 out of us on the first one, and half a second on the second stage. And David, unfortunately for him, yeah, he dropped like a minute to us. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be interesting. David Higgins has a lot of work to do to catch up to the other two open class cars that are now leading the event. We'll check back in at the fairgrounds after they run waste management the second time. So hanging out with Will Orders here, about to start waste management for the second time, which will actually be stage 3 of STPR. How are things going for you?
Yeah, really good. We've had a good run. We thought the stage was going to be a lot worse than it was the first pass, and it was really good. We did a good time and managed to be fastest two-wheel drive, which we were very surprised by, and I think we were fastest again on the second stage, and we're hoping for the same again. We've got a few little problems, cars overheating a bit, but that's the story of the day, I think. It's so tight and technical and twisty, and using a lot of revs in the car, and it's really low speed, so the temperatures are climbing right up. So we've seen a few fall to that.
Have you? I know you told me you can crank the boost up if you need more power. Can you also crank it down if you don't need as much to try to control overheating?
That's about as low as it goes at the moment. So, but we're managing it reasonably well. It's not getting too hot, but we just can't push 110% in the tight stage. We pushed pretty hard in the last one, but just the tight stuff can't go too crazy on the throttle. So.
Looks like day one STPR is going really well in the two-wheel drive fight for Will Orders here. We'll check back in with him after Waste Management Run 2 at the fairgrounds. Cool. Cool. All right, Matthew Johnson here with Lachlan O'Sullivan. He's done 2 stages on day 1 of STPR Rally. Earlier we interrupted you from eating, and we've just done the same thing again as you threw your apple away. How's your rally going?
Wood, so it's all good.
How's your rally going?
I mean, good for what we thought we had. At the practice stage, we just, it was bad, and we found some stuff, and we fixed it. But just driving on the road after that didn't feel right. So there's really not a lot of torque that we're used to, but I think it's engine enough, and hopefully it lasts, so we don't have to deal with that. Otherwise, the car's great. We put some new brakes in it. The brakes beautiful. The car's set up right, so just keep plugging along. We kind of got to look in our rearview mirror now because Hanson's having some engine issues, which you'll hear about in a second. And
I heard them when you drove by us.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprised to see him here even.
that
It
good old
sounded
sound,
pretty
right?
Scary.
Oh,
Yeah.
hate that. I remember that one from last year. And then Ramina's kind of warming up. So I think, you know, if
What's the gap right now? How much time do you have?
I'm not 100% sure. I think we're maybe three seconds ahead of Ramana,
Okay.
and maybe 12 ahead of Travis and his issues. 2 stages, something like that.
Another long stage here before we get to the fairgrounds. A tight and technical stage is quite difficult. Lachlan O'Sullivan's going to try to keep the lead he's got, but it's a narrow one. He's not going to be backing off anytime soon. Thanks. Travis Hansen, he's messing around with the radiator of his Subaru. Hey, I'm happy to see you here. You came by me and the car did not sound awesome at the first corner of the whole rally. Tell us what's up.
Yeah, no, it's overheating like crazy. The coolant's coming out, and then it drops cylinders. It'll go down 1 cylinder, it'll go down 2 cylinders. On the slower technical stage, I was able to keep up, but obviously on that last stage, it was only 3 miles long, and they all put like 10 seconds on me. So it'd be rough to keep up with them tomorrow, but you know, we'll give them hell until it grenades
Till
or
it goes to
whatever.
pieces. Do you think is there anything you can do in service to rectify this later tonight to be in better position for tomorrow?
Well, I think we might be able to figure out the misfire. Hopefully it's not temperature related as far as the engine map goes. But the coolant thing, I don't know, maybe we'll try some radiator stop leak or some head gaskets, you know, we'll put some STP in it and be good to go, you know.
All right, we're going to wish you luck with that. We'll catch you later at the fairgrounds. Hope you guys make it through this stage.
I don't know, I'm just looking where we are.
Standing here with Andrew Comrie-Picard. Sounds like he's been doing some really good two-wheel drive battling with these guys, and Will Orders up at the front. I haven't heard from Ross Allen yet. Have you been keeping up with how you guys are stacking up? Like, what are your times looking like, and is it as you expected?
It's sort of as we expected. Will Orders is doing great. Chris is doing great so far in the brand new car. We've had some good moments, but unfortunately our rear axle is coming apart. So we need access to a welder really fast. I'll have to nurse it through this stage, the second waste management, and then we'll have to see about welding and service. But we've been nursing the car as the rear wheels start to tear themselves off.
And you know that by noise inside, or does your brake pedal feel really wonky?
No, those are both fine. We can tell because of the like 15 degrees of negative camber in the rear of the car.
I see. I didn't get a chance to check that out yet. Maybe we'll get a
Come in and take a look at
a zoom of that here in a minute.
All of the extra stress, we basically started breaking the beam around the
There
bottom
you go.
there.
That's not hard to see. There's
Really,
a crack.
what we should, you know, we're learning about the car. We should gusset it across here, but too little, too late. So you can almost see here we got a lot of camber. Right now, fortunately, the only thing that's holding the rear suspension together is another set of tabs in here and the sway bar that's attached on the back. So that's really how we're going to make it through. Now we're just debating what to do with the Tane shocks, whether to soften it to try to nurse the bar through the next stages or what. It's just kind of a strategy. If typical rally thing, like if I soften the rebound, that means the beam's not going to twist as much when the other side of the suspension drops. So we're just going to try to nurse it through, get the service.
We're going to see you at service at the fairgrounds. I hope you guys make it there. We're not ready to lose any of our two-wheel drive battlers yet, so we want to see a good story evolve tomorrow, so wish you luck to get through here.
I'll tell you the good news. We suffered a little through this stage the first time, but when this car is going now, with the flat out, with the new brakes and stuff we have, it's ridiculously fast. So tomorrow we'll be able to make up lots of time.
Awesome. Good job. Good luck. Here we are, about to start stage 3 of STPR 2012, hanging out with Raman and Lagaman. They don't look to be busily working on anything, just kind of hanging out. How's the rally started for you?
Everything's been great. You know, we go into waste management knowing that we got to kind of take it easy, get through the stage, no punctures, no problems. See the cars in front of us, cars are overheating, cars are having issues, and we don't have any of that. We're a little slower on that last stage, on stage number 2, than we wanted to be. But mostly it was just a confidence issue. I haven't been back.
Dude, that's a scary stage. Going down it on Requiem, like this is a long, fast downhill.
Yeah, it's fun going uphill because the braking distance is a lot shorter. But when you're going downhill and it's loose and dusty, you know, it's kind of like waste management. It's only 3 miles long. You're not going to lose. You're not going to win the rally there. You're just going to lose it. So we just kind of took it easy, and we're here. We're good. It's a tight battle in SP. This is great. I'm really happy for my buddy Lachlan. Finally, looks like he's getting a clean run, and we're going to have some good competition. So
I'm looking forward to see how this shakes out with you guys. I think it's really cool how in 2003 you were in a factory Subaru and Lachlan was in a factory Mitsubishi. Here we are quite a few years later, still the same kind of spread here between the manufacturers. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. We're about to sign off from here, and we'll see you back at the fairgrounds shortly.